Grand Slam channel. Today is Thursday, October 26th. Prize Picks already released its third discounted square of the week. Doing this promotion for the next 7 days due to NBA season starting. If you need NBA props, my video is already out. One of those props I already picked has already been bumped. So you can see some of those picks have good value. So hopefully you guys take a look. But this one's going to be regarding with Thursday night football between the Buccaneers and Bills and 5 NHL props. So let's get started with NFL, and I'm going to go straight to fantasy score. My favorite is Josh Allen at 21. This is definitely going to get bumped closer to game time. I think he's going to have a great game. Money line, I'm taking the Bills to beat the Buccaneers. It's going to be a closer game than many people will expect, but I see the Bills taking the victory with Josh Allen having a good 300-yard game. But I'm going to take his fantasy score. I think he's going to have a couple of touchdowns. So I'm going to take the over. Next up, I'm going to go to Mike Evans. And I'm going to take his receiving yards or his receptions. And this one, I'm going to take his receptions since I already have Mike Evans and one of those tacos that was released on Tuesday. Mike Evans was taco number 3. So I'm going to be taking his receptions for this one at 4.5. I think he's going to have about 7 or 8 receptions for almost 80-90 yards for the game. Next up I'm going to go with is Chris Goodwin. For this one, I'm going to be taking his receiving yards at 54.5. I took this on Tuesday early in the week. It was at 62.5. I have no idea why it's getting bumped down to 54.5. I think that's a good value. Chris Goodwin has been averaging about 75 to 80 yards a game. I'm definitely going to need him for this one against the Bills. So I'm going to take the more on this. You can also look at his receptions. His reception is not bad, but I think he's going to push at 5. So I'm taking the receiving yards. Next up I'm going with is pass attempts. And I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield with this one. He's been averaging about 38 a game. So you can see his past 5. He's got, 3 of the 5. For this one, I think he's going to be throwing a lot against the Bills. So I'm going to be taking the over on this. And my last one for NFL would be Stephon Diggs. And for Stephon Diggs, I'm going to be taking his receptions. A lot of people are taking his receiving yards at 90. I think that's a little bit too high. I mean, he has a ceiling of over 100, but I'm going to be passing on his receiving yards, and I'm going to go straight to his receptions at 7. I do have push equity just in case, but I'm going with more on that. So those are the 5 for Thursday Night Football. Josh Allen, my favorite, over fantasy score. Mike Evans receptions, Chris Goodwin over receiving yards, Baker Mayfield over pass attempts, and Stephon Diggs over receptions. So let's head on over to NHL. And for NHL, I'm going to go first one is Vince Dunn. Shots on goal at 1.5. I think he's going to have 2. As you can see, his past couple games, I think he was on minutes restriction. I'm not sure if he got injured. But as you can see, his past 2 had 0. So I'm assuming he didn't play as much or got injured. But he averages about 2 or 3 a game. And Seattle just won its matchup last 2 days ago. They're going against Hurricanes, so they're about not evenly matched. I think the Hurricanes have slightly the edge, but I think it's going to be a competitive game where Vince Dunn will have more than 2 shots on goal. Next up I'm going with is Ryan Pulock at 1.5 as well. Islanders versus the Senators. I also see this as a competitive game. I'm taking the over on that. Next up I'm taking is Thomas Chabot at 2. As I mentioned, this is going to be a competitive game against the Senators and Islanders. But he's been averaging about 3 shots to go a game. I'm taking the over there. My next one will be Anders Lee at 2.5. For this one, I'm going to take the under. Just for the fact that he doesn't take as much shots on goal when it's a really competitive game. But against the Ottawa Senators, I don't think he's going to have that many opportunities. So I'm going to take the under on this. And my last one it's going to be a goalie saves. Usually I don't take goalie saves because usually the lines are inflated, but for this one I'm taking it because of the matchup. So I'm going to take Tristan Jarry at 27.5. He is going against the undefeated Colorado Avalanche, so I think he's going to have way more than 30. But it should be a decent competitive game. The Pittsburgh Penguins will probably put up a good fight against the Avalanche. But I'm going to take the more on this. And those are the 5 I'll be going for NHL. So mix and match. Pick your favorite. I already have my NBA video out. You can choose from there, or my 5 picks from NFL and my 5 picks from NHL. Remember, you do have that discount to Square on NBA, Damian Lillard, $25 max. So you can split it into different slips. But that's it. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate the support. Hopefully we hit, and I'll see you guys in the next one.